Hi guys, I'm Libertman, forced to be alone but free to decide how. Welcome back to another episode of Demolishing Manosphere Myth, where we challenge the universal rules of life that people repeat without understanding personality differences or the new economic reality. Today's myth is simple, seductive, and dangerously incomplete. If you study hard, you will get a good job. And if you start a business and work hard, everything will go well. For decades, parents, school systems, and governments have repeated this slogan as if it were a law of nature. But is it true? Well, sometimes, but for some people and in certain areas. And for others, it's a recipe for frustration, wasted years, debt, and shame. Let's break it down. Where this myth came from? This belief worked more or less during the industrial and early information era, roughly from the 1950s to 2005. Because social mobility was higher, college was cheaper, fewer people had university degrees, many jobs didn't require creativity or uniqueness, corporations developed predictably, entrepreneurship was simpler and less competitive, global markets weren't saturated, and AI didn't exist. So the average person doing an average effort could build a stable life. But that world is gone. Why the myth fails today? Well, modern reality is totally different. Today, university is extremely expensive. The result of that is more debt, high debt, and no opportunity and no guarantee of getting a job. College degrees are oversaturated. Everyone has one, so there's no differentiator. Corporate jobs are unstable. Now layoffs are normal, pensions are gone, and career ladders collapsed. Merit is not a synonym of reward. There is no guarantee. Good performance does not guarantee a promotion, security, raises, and respect. Now entrepreneurship is over-romanticized. Competition now is global, relentless, 24/7. It implies hard work, and alone is like meaningless today. You can work 80 hours a week and still not escape poverty if you lack the proper strategy, market fit, skill stack, personality environment match, and also luck. The deeper problem is that this myth assumes that hard work is a synonym of success, that hard work implies success. But success depends on personality, cognitive style, social skills, psychological resilience, interest, genetic and health baseline, risk tolerance, network, environment, the right timing, and all this lack alignment of events. Hard work is necessary, yes, but it's not sufficient. This myth also implies that if you fail, it's your fault. So men who are shy, men who are neurodivergent, men who are introverted, men who are conflict avoidant, men who are physically limited or from poor families are shamed for not achieving what the market does not value from them. This creates emotional guilt, chronic anxiety, self-hatred. So let's break it down from the C4PC model. The biggest flaw in this myth is that it assumes all men should choose the same path. So let's see how this idea affects each personality quadrant. For the internal rationals, they are the most harmed by this advice because they prefer depth over politics, they don't enjoy networking, they hate office games, they need autonomy, they hate selling, they are not naturally ambitious in a materialistic way. So for them, the study hard as a synonym of corporate success is false 95% of the time, because they often over-educate, under-earn, they are burned out mentally and feel trapped. Entrepreneurship also often tortures them because it requires constant interaction and constant uncertainty. The best path for them is research, expert consulting, niche knowledge-based work, writing, technical specialties without social pressure, and small and stable self-employment. For the external rationals, they are most likely to benefit, as they think strategically, handle risk better, they can network, they adapt quickly, and understand systems. For them, study and hard work and entrepreneurship can work, but still not guaranteed. They need good timing, good positioning, and a scalable model. So external rationals can succeed even without formal study if they build strong skill stacks. For the internal emotional, this myth crushes them because they thrive in meaning-based environments. They need emotional resonance. They hate competition. They hate rigid structures. They collapse in environments of pressure. Corporate life, meaning long-term psychological damage, and entrepreneurship means anxiety and paralysis. The internal emotional succeed when work aligns with inner values, when they have emotional safety, when they create slowly. So a good path for them would be creative work, art, coaching, writing, therapy, and any type of community service. For the external emotionals, well, here we have some mixed outcomes. They thrive with people, they are adaptable, they can sell, they build networks easily. Corporate can work, but burnout is common for them. Entrepreneurship can work if they partner with someone rational to overcompensate. The external emotional is the group most likely to succeed socially, but least likely to build systems. So why the myth is dangerous? Because it shames men whose nature doesn't fit competitive markets, corporate hierarchy, extreme productivity, risk-taking environments, and instead of questioning the myth, men question themselves, what's wrong with me? When actually nothing is wrong, only the path was wrong for your personality. So let's see what works instead for each of the C4PC personality groups. For the internal rationals, build a deep niche, specialize, become rare, work alone, sell your knowledge, not your time, avoid politics. You win by being irreplaceable through competence. For the external rationals, play games that scale. That is entrepreneurship, investing, management, startups, strategy. You win by leverage and network. For the internal emotional, create from authenticity through writing, art, teaching, therapy, and any slow business. You win by connection and meaning. And for the external emotionals, use social gifts, community building, sales, hospitality, events, wellness, and collaboration in general. You win by the combination of humans and relationships. So let's see, as a realistic conclusion, success has never been study and work hard will get you guaranteed results. That was only true under certain historical conditions for a certain type of person. Today, the path must fit personality. Today, hard work must be applied wisely. Today, skills must be aligned to the market. Today, leverage must be used intelligently. And luck always plays a role because many external variables must be aligned in that right moment. So let's see some everyday examples. How it was in the past and how it is now. The old reality, you can find your grandfather, for example. Your grandfather studied accounting. He got hired at the local firm. He worked 40 years and retired with a pension. He thinks, study, you will get a job, and job will get you security. Well, that word does not exist. A modern example of nowadays, a man studies, then create a business. A man studies marketing, psychology of a business, and he ends up underpaid, doing unrelated work. He ends up in debt. He ends up fighting for scraps. So hard work nowadays is not any guarantee. Another example of entrepreneurship, a man launches a clothing brand. He works 14 or 16 hours a day. He fails because he chose the wrong niche, he didn't implement the right marketing, and he launched his business at the bad timing. So hard work is not equal to a guarantee. So let's see a match example. An internal rational man that is quiet, that is deep, that doesn't want to manage people, well, he goes freelance, he builds niche expertise, he earns well, and he gets low stress at the end of the day because he aligned with his own nature and took the decision to get to that point and was able to endure during all that process. But it takes time. So let's make a summary. we were analyzing the myth of studying plus hard work leads you to success. The truth is that the correct path for your personality and the context and timing is what gets you the best chance of success. Hard work is only useful when you are digging in the right direction. Otherwise, it becomes self-destruction. The real question is not, am I working hard enough? But, am I working hard at the right thing for my nature, in the right environment, at the right moment in history? Because when your personality and path align, things start moving. So thank you for listening. If something of this video has been helpful to you, please leave a comment and share your thoughts, and please like and subscribe to support this humble channel. Stay strong, take care, and see you in the next one.